Kenana ibn al-Rabi was the leader of the Qatibah fortress of Khaybar. Most of the people in the Qatibah region were the Bani Nadir Jews from Medina. Kenana was the husband of Safia bint Huyai. They both were just getting married. Their happy and peaceful moment ended quickly when the Prophet attacked and conquered Fortress Qatibah. Kenana was captured and brought to the Prophet because the Prophet wanted to take away the treasure of Bani Nadir.
Kenana, where did you hide the treasure?
Treasure? We don't have any. We are farmers, not bandits like you.
Mind your language, Kenana. You are talking to a prophet of God.
Prophet of God, my Tushi. You are a killer and a rapist.
Zubair, torture him and make him talk.
Yes, Rasulallah.
Zubair collected some dry wood and lighted a fire on Kenana's chest and moved it around with a rod to give him maximum pain. Kenana was already badly injured and bleeding. He passed out without talking.
The Kafir passed out. Maslama cut off his head.
Yes, Rasulallah.
This is from the History of Tabari, Volume 8, page 122-123. Kenana refused to surrender it, so the Messenger of God gave orders concerning him to al-Zubair bin al-Awwam, saying, "Torture him until you root out what he has." Al-Zubair kept twirling his fire stick in his breast until Kenana almost expired. Then the Messenger of God gave him to Muhammad bin Maslama, who beheaded him to avenge his brother Mahmud bin Maslama. According to Waqidi, page 351, all the elite of the Khaybar Jews were slaughtered. All male family members of Kenana were killed as well. Most exciting part of jihad for Muslims was the distribution of captured women and the plunder. A Muslim soldier named Dihya al-Kalbi was not patient to wait for his booty share.
Ya Rasulullah, give me a slave girl from the captives.
Okay, go get what you want.
Dihya ran quickly and grabbed Safia.
You're mine now, Safia. Hey, I want her too.
Oh, no. He got the best one.
Ha. You snooze, you lose.
If we can't get Safia, then Dihya shouldn't have her either.
Yeah. Let's go see the Prophet.
Dihya took Safia to his shack.
Safia, I already know you since you were in Medina. I always want you for myself. Now, Allah granted my wish.
O Rasulullah, you gave Safia bint Huyai to Dihya.
She is the chief mistress of the tribes Quraiza and Nadir.
She befits none but you.
Sahih Muslim, Book 8, number 3329. Anas reported, Safia fell to the lot of Dihya in the spoils of war, and they praised her in the presence of Allah's Messenger and said, "We have not seen the like of her among the captives of war." Prophet's 30-man libido kicked in and instantly aroused him.
Bilal, go to Dihya and bring Safia to me.
Yes, Rasulullah. Hey, I'm busy right now. Just leave.
Dihya, Rasulullah wants to see Safia. Give her to me.
No way, he already gave her to me. Hey!
Bilal brought Safia and her sister-in-law to Prophet Muhammad so he could choose one or both of them for the night. Dihya did not give up so easily.
How dare you, Safia is already mine.
Upon seeing her brother's slain body, Kenana's young sister becomes hysterical. The mercy of Allah was annoyed and said,
Take this she-devil away from me.
That she-devil's offense was to cry out upon seeing her brothers and family's corpses. Safia was presented to the Prophet. Sahih Bukhari, number 2228. Safia was amongst the captives. She first came in the share of Dihya al-Kalbi, but later on she belonged to the Prophet. But Dihya was not prepared to give in. In Sirat Rasul Allah, Dihya was offered 2 female slaves in exchange for Safia. But in Sahih Muslim, he got 7 slaves. How come from 2 slaves ending up to 7 slaves? There must be a tough negotiation between Dihya and the Prophet.
Rasulullah, that is not fair at all. You had given Safia to me.
I changed my mind. I will give you 2 of Safia's young cousins in her place. You will love them. They are both pretty and fresh. You can have great fun tonight.
Rasulullah, I don't enjoy those girls. You can keep them, just return Safia to me.
What about 2 more women? Just take these 7 slaves, 7 heads in all. Okay?
Rasulullah, I have enough slaves from the last jihad. I just need Safia.
Dia, you stubborn mule. Just take what I offered before I change my mind and have your private part removed instead.
Dihya knew the Prophet meant what he said. He took the 7 slaves and left in a hurry. Prophet Muhammad then hurried to his tent with Safia. When Muhammad made advances toward Safia, she resisted. How could she submit to a man who had just killed her near and dear ones just a few hours back?
What is your problem, Safia?
I don't like those who kill innocent men and assault their women.
What are you talking about? It was not us, but Allah who killed them by our hands. Here is the verse, Quran, Surah Al-Anfal, verse 17. It is not ye who slew them, it was Allah. Besides, kuffar are never innocents, they are fair games for us. Once we kill them, we are allowed sex with their wives and daughters. This is according to Quran, Surah An-Nisa, verse 3 and 24, Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse 6, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 50, Surah Al-Ma'arij, verse 30. So stop this nonsense and let me have you. I don't have time to waste. If you resist, I will give you back to Dia and bring in other girls.
Safia realized resistance was futile. At that time, the Prophet was about 59 years old, while Safia was only 17. While the Prophet was lying with Safia, he heard some movement near his tent. He decided to go out and find out who the person was.
Who is that?
It's me, Abu Ayyub, ya Rasulullah.
What are you doing around my tent?
I was afraid for you with this young lady. You had killed her father, her husband and many of her relatives, and until recently she was an unbeliever. I was really afraid for you on her account and was guarding you.
Oh, good.
This is from the History of Al-Tabari, volume 39, page 185. Abu Huraira said, while the Prophet was lying with Safia, Abu Ayyub stayed the night at his door. When he saw the Prophet in the morning he said, God is the greatest. He had a sword with him. He said to the Prophet, O Messenger of God, this young woman had just been married, and you killed her father, her brother and her husband, so I did not trust her not to harm you. The Prophet laughed and said, Good. This honest information explained that Prophet Muhammad and his followers did not have any problem whatsoever with killing people in the morning and raping their women and children at night. According to Bukhari, the Prophet enjoyed Safia for 3 days. He liked her very much that he then decided to marry her. Sahih Bukhari, number 4212. Narrated Anas bin Malik, the Prophet stayed with Safia bint Huyai for 3 days on the way of Khaybar where he consummated his marriage with her. Safia was amongst those who were ordered to use a veil. The veil meant that Safia became Prophet Muhammad's wife, and that she was no longer a sex slave or concubine anymore. Slave women are not allowed to wear the hijab, according to Islamic law. But, the Holy Prophet was so cheap that he decided not to pay a mahar or dowry to Safia. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book 8, Hadith 367. Thabit asked Anas, O Abu Hamza, what did the Prophet pay her as mahar or dowry? He said, herself was her mahar for he manumitted her and then married her.
I don't have to pay Safia her dowry because that meant I had to pay it to myself for manumitting her. For my kindness toward Safia, Allah would give me 2 rewards. First is for manumitting Safia. The second one is for marrying her. She is very lucky to meet a compassionate, generous person like me.
Sahih Muslim, Book 8, number 3327. Abu Musa reported that Allah's Messenger said about one who emancipated a slave woman, and then married her, that for him there are 2 rewards.
Did he seriously believe that the Lord would give him 2 divine rewards? For what? First, for manumitting me, whom no one but himself had enslaved. Second, for marrying me, the prettiest girl who was 40 years younger than him.